Heyo, what's going on everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video. In this one, we're doing what I believe is the very first camera on a tripod with me standing up going through the whiteboard. So we're gonna be talking about what I've learned about making money online over the last 5 years, actually almost 6. I'm gonna go through, explain my story, what I've learned, the different ventures, and just a lot of little things that are gonna cut that learning curve for you. Because for me, if it took me 6 years, you should be able to do that in 6 months. Like realistically what I did, because I tried so many things and it was the wrong thing. I approached it incorrectly. So we're gonna talk a lot about that. The first thing that I wanna point out first, obviously for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hayden, I'm 18 years old. I recently turned 18. Credibility wise, you can go back and look on the channel, but I've been doing pretty well, I guess, for the last year or so, really with all my different businesses. I primarily do marketing and e-commerce, a little bit of other stuff, minority equity and software, affiliate marketing, and now we have this YouTube channel. So a lot of stuff going on. I've been able to travel the world, 9 different countries, bought my dream car, moved to California. Currently, I'm in a beautiful penthouse in Las Vegas for the week, just getting some work done because I wanted to switch up the location. So I'm gonna go through and explain something, a concept first that I believe a lot of people who are looking from the exterior into, I guess, entrepreneurship, view it as such a negative. They view this as the worst thing, okay? And this is actually the way that all businesses, any business, I don't care what you do, this is the only way they make money, okay? Ready for this? Can you guess what it would be? All right, I'm hiding it. What is it? Sales, okay? And a lot of people, I hope you guys can read this whiteboard. It might be bad light and I do apologize for that. But sales. Sales is where any business, every business makes their money. That's it. You go to Walmart, the only way they make money is if they sell you something. Now, they might not be actively like pitching you. You know, you come in there with a purpose and you want to purchase something. That's totally cool. But at the end of the day, the only way money is made is if a transaction is made, and that can also be viewed as a sale. So learning how to sell, now a whole different conversation is what do you sell and how do you sell it? That's a different thing, and we're gonna talk about that. But understand that selling is how you're gonna make money. You need to have some sort of a product, some sort of offer, some sort of service, something to give to other people, whether it's business to consumer, consumer to consumer, business to business, any combination of that. So if you're selling it to other businesses because you're gonna do their social media marketing, that's cool. Or if you're selling a training product, or if you're selling a freaking jump rope online to people who want to get in shape, you know, something like that, you're selling. And while sales overall has such a bad perspective, it has such a bad light on it, you know, typically because like the snake oil salesman, the car salesman and whatnot, but selling doesn't always mean, you know, going door to door or like trying to trick someone. That's not what sales necessarily is. And by the way, I've done door-to-door sales in both Connecticut and in California and a little bit in Minnesota. I've done cold calling. I've called thousands and thousands of people. I've done that and I've gotten good at those skills. So I understand how to sell. I've sold through email, I've sold through Instagram DMs, Facebook, on the phone, in person, every which way that you can possibly imagine. So that's like, obviously there's other sales channels, like I haven't really done much public speaking or anything, and at least when I did one time at a little thing that was not for the purpose of selling, I sold nothing. So sales is how you make money. Once you understand that, it's gonna become a lot easier. Now, what do you sell? There's 2 different ways that you can structure this. You either have your own product or you don't, which means you have to sell someone else's. So this is typically viewed as in the online world as being an affiliate, right? You're getting a commission. Or if you're working like an in-person sales job or something, you know, you're selling a car even. It's not your product, right? You're just working for the company that sells the car. So you're just getting a commission out of that. Or if you're working the phones at some, you know, sales company where there's office people calling, cold calling, whatever, you know, that's what you're doing. You're getting a commission of that sale. That's still, you're kind of an affiliate at that point, which means you're just getting a cut. It's not your product. So if you have your own product, which probably most people don't, then that changes how you're gonna market it. Now the secondary way is with affiliate marketing. Okay, we'll put AF for that, and we'll put Y for yours. That looks like an X. You gotta excuse my handwriting. I really hope you guys can read this, honestly. Can you? Hopefully. But sales, it's fairly simple. I'm gonna walk you through it. So 2 different ways, and now there's 2 different subcategories on how you can market. So there's a couple things, obviously you can talk about phone sales, you can do door to door, but we're strictly gonna focus on the sexy online topic. Like right back there, if you guys can see, I don't know, there's a desk, I got both my laptops, that's where I'm just sitting here behind my computer working. That's viewed as like a sexy topic, you know? I'm here in Vegas, I'm actually trying to switch my schedule for this week so that I sleep all day and I'm awake all night, because this place has a 280-degree, beautiful, crazy view, just it goes for like 10 miles just of city lights. So I want to work with that view. You know, it's like a sexy topic, all the working with the view. So with this, there's two different ways typically with the online space that you can sell a product. And I'm not going to say the traditional stuff that people talk about. So you got two different things. Let me turn this real quick. You have personal, and then I guess not. Okay, so these are not related to these two. Personal means you're the one selling it using yourself. So your face, right? It's a personal brand. So either way, you're the one selling this. Or online where, for example, I do both of these, but this is where you're sitting behind your computer. Nobody knows who you are. They don't see your face. They don't know your name. You're just selling products online, right? You sell jump ropes from AliExpress on Shopify or on eBay or on Amazon, whatever. You run ads for a company. You know, it's not really you there. You're not getting yourself followers and exposure. Now with the personal brand, you take someone like Kim Kardashian for an example, or actually an even better example would be Kylie Jenner, your personal brand, right? Making a ton of money selling her product because it's her. People like her, they trust her, they know her, they recognize her. So that's what a personal brand is. You got to decide which one you want to go towards. And there's a lot of upsides and a lot of downsides to both. I strongly believe that. Just for a quick example, personal brand, that's gonna be more trustworthy. People know who you are, they fall in love with you, it's better, you know, the sale is gonna be a little bit easier. You now have credibility and authority once you're at least along the way of building a quality personal brand. Now, if you have actually a negative on here, let me talk about that real quick, fame. I'm sure there's negatives on fame, like Justin Bieber can't walk outside without 100 paparazzis freaking annoying him. That would piss me off, dude. I'd punch you in the face too. You know, like, I don't know why people get mad like at him for doing that. But personal, there's negatives to it. You know, if you attach yourself with something bad, I see a lot of people selling all this scam shit online. You'd go back to the crypto stuff with BitConnect. I know multiple people in this space in entrepreneurship. I wasn't really close with them at all, but they promoted that. They did that simply because they wanted to make money. Now their name, you can't ever come back from having a bad name. Whereas if you're just like running an e-commerce store and something bad happens, whether it was your fault or not, you can just start something else with a different name, or even just switch the name. You know, so it's not you. So the downsides to this is if this goes away, if something happens, let's say one of your e-commerce stores gets deleted, or you know, one of your marketing tactics online that you were using with Google AdWords that used to work stops working. You don't have anything to fall back on. A personal brand, there's still people who follow you, they still like you, they know you, so they kind of follow you anywhere you go and like to purchase whatever you have to offer. So that's the two different kind of sales channels here. And I actually have some notes pulled up. I want to make sure I go through 150% of all of this for you guys. So here's the thing. Now, how do you sell? Let's talk about this real quick. When we're talking about the internet space here. So people sell through YouTube videos, right? And then there's also stuff where you can sell on Instagram, you can sell on Facebook, whether that's through your own personal brand, paying an Instagram influencer, a YouTube influencer, where let's say Quicksilver reaches out to me and wants to pay me $1,000 and give me 100 shirts in exchange for wearing them in my video and saying, yo, you guys go check out the Quicksilver shirts, they just dropped their new collection down below. That's simple, they're paying. They would be paying me in that situation, which, yo, Quicksilver, by the way, I'd totally do that if you want to give me like a ton of money and a ton of shirts. I only have like 10 shirts. So yeah, but that's how they do it. So they're paying for that. You're basically getting that traction through there. So you can also run stuff where it's direct advertising. For example, on the back end of Facebook ads, where you don't have to necessarily reach out to anyone. You decide when that gets posted, you know, like that's what I was doing all morning. I was launching the ad, I was editing, I didn't have to wait for anyone's approval, I just hit launch. So that's where it's like that's a different skill, you know, it's like two completely different skill sets. You got to determine how to sell that. And there's hundreds of videos on my channel. I post every single day talking about a lot of the marketing. That's primarily what we focus on. Instagram, Facebook, it's a lot about e-commerce. So if you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to go back on the channel. But understanding how this process works, you got to kind of move it through a process, like a funnel. So a funnel is where you start broad and you get more focused. That's how I view it. So you're narrowing people down, you're narrowing an idea down. So for example, if you want to make money online, understand and accept you're gonna have to sell something, which is fine. So figure out what you want to sell. What do you want to sell? Like for example, if you're working at Taco Bell and you're a cashier at Taco Bell, you're kind of pitching people a little bit. You know, you're saying like, do you want fries with that? Do you want a drink? Like you want to supersize your meal? You know, that's still selling. You're selling something. That's how the money is being made there. So it might not be a direct sales position of a job, but that's what you have to identify. And I feel like this is the line that kind of holds most people back, is they don't understand what, and they just kind of like, ah, fuck it. So that's what crosses you into business owner, or at least entrepreneur, where you're learning how to sell. It's a great skill. And I believe that Salespeople, even if they're working for someone else, that's pretty entrepreneurial. That's a great skill you can use. Entrepreneurship is kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a gray area on what's defined as an entrepreneur nowadays. But yeah, just make money for yourself. So these are two different things, the personal or not. You got to decide which one you want to go towards. A lot of people tend to try to do the personal, but they have nothing to back it up. So if you've made no money, you've done nothing. Like for example, I was making 6 figures before I even started a YouTube channel. I've been doing it for a while. I mean, 15, 16, I started when I was 17 years old. And I only started the personal brand because people kept asking me so many questions because I was posting my life. So when you're 16 and you're traveling to Miami, staying in penthouses like all the time, you know, hanging out with like famous rappers and YouTube people and all these personnel, like people are like, what do you do? How do you do it? So that's kind of where this came from for me. That's how I stemmed into it. You can go back and watch all the story videos or whatever where I walked through that and explained it. So people tend to take an interest, but you have to do something interesting before you build this. So to kind of tie all this together, because this is just a couple of broader topics, I'm going to give you a free resource in a moment to go through and really help you identify what's the best situation for you. But a couple of things that I've learned, because that's the whole topic here, not just how to make money online. What have I learned from doing it? First of all, it's going to take you a lot longer than you expected. And I've learned this about everything. Literally, if you think about it right now. I'm sure you've tried to do something. You try to do something that makes you money, and even something that ended up working. If something ended up working, it took you longer than expected. Every single time, without failure, whenever I run a business, whenever I've started any sort of venture, it literally takes me probably 3 times longer than I expected. Like when I was first starting Shopify, if I wanted to start making 10K a month, I thought it would take me 3 months. It took me about 10, so like 9. It's like 3 times. So it takes time to do things. You got to understand that, which is the problem where most people actually end up quitting. So just stick with it. It's going to take you longer. That might sound cliche, but it's so true. And I'm saying that for a reason. I've selected what I want to say very carefully. I actually have these right here. Yeah, this is another great one. If you guys have ever read the book, actually there's a couple books, but Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. He owns ClickFunnels. It's a 9-figure company. Does a lot with marketing online, e-commerce, not too much e-commerce, but you know, marketing products online. So one very big concept he talks about is creating your own blue ocean. So this means competition-wise. Like if you have an ocean, it's just all shark, like bloody infested waters. You don't want to be competing against that. You've got to go for like a subcategory or above or somewhere a little bit outside of that where you're really the only one with that unique type of offer. Now, the way you can think about this into just making money online, this is how I view the entire space. Making money online. You want to be in a penthouse, you want to be out doing whatever, it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. You are going to be competing. I'm not talking about competition here. But the waters that you're in are bloody, it sucks, it's dangerous, it's treacherous, and very, very few survive. And I'm not talking about competition. I'm talking about the mental barriers, the emotional barriers, and the barriers and obstacles that people run into that get them to stop. For example, like I just said, things taking longer than expected. That's discouraging. So if you're a mental bitch and you're gonna be discouraged by that, then you weren't meant for it at all. You don't deserve to do this. So there's a lot more that goes into this, obviously. That's what we talk about on the channel, but you have to understand that. It really, like I've seen so many people come and go, so many people who tried, so many people fail, and that's why almost all businesses fail. It's really as simple as that. With the online space, that's different than regular businesses. Like I'm looking at all these buildings and companies, like physical locations. Just with the online space, even more people fail because they don't take it as seriously. They don't put it like their life on the line with it because they think it's like kind of a half-assed business. You know, it's all a sexy topic. Like I went for 6 years without making really any money. Like when I was first starting, I was 12 years old trading stocks every single day between 12 and 15. At 15, I decided to grow Instagram influencer pages. At 16, I really got into affiliate marketing, into e-commerce, and then I really blew up the e-commerce. 17 e-commerce, 18 e-commerce, and I added on other businesses as well. So it's been this whole spiral, and there's probably 50 other little things I've tried inside of that storyline that have failed. And it doesn't, for me, it never made me feel like shit. I didn't ever really care too much. I always just put on a smile and I go back out and get it. Like that's one thing. I was actually talking to this person, Anthony, the other day. You guys will be seeing, I don't know if I'm gonna post this before or after. This will actually probably be up before. So check this out in a few days. I'm posting a vlog of me coming to Vegas and doing something. I went to In-N-Out last night to go get a burger. That's it. Nothing else was open. Made a bad choice. Decided to go to In-N-Out, and homie was sleeping on a bench, right? You know, the tables outside of In-N-Out, just like laying there, like with his head down. I'm like, yo, bro, are you hungry? yo, because he was asleep. He's like, I kind of yelled it, said it again a little louder. He's like, huh? Like woke up startled. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, cool, whatever you want, man. And we actually sat down and talked for about 45 minutes. And I told him my story, like kind of what I do, and he did the same. We got advice, whatever. I tried to help him out, did whatever I could, and got some wisdom from him. And that was one of the absolutely massive things that I just got out of it. It was really cool to do that experience. So make sure you check out that vlog. But that's just one thing I always like to do. And this guy, he's obviously taken wrong turns. The biggest thing that he said for me was drugs, which I kind of assumed. But the thing that he really pointed out that he noticed about me at the end, he's like, dude, I don't even know you, but I know you're going places. This dude is probably like 60 or something. He's like, dude, I don't even know you, but I know that you're going places because you are so positive, you have such a good attitude, and you're just smiling. And I'm like, dude, I appreciate that. Like, I did whatever I could to help him, like give him advice on, the questions he was asking me, because he was very intrigued about what I was doing, which is why we talked for so long. And that was a really interesting thing to me. I think that's huge positivity. That's why, look, if you're gonna comment something negative on this video, any other video, just why bother? You're bringing negativity into your own life. I don't care. I'm just gonna delete it and block you so that other people don't have to see the negativity. It's literally that simple. So people are literally shooting themselves in their foot whenever they comment something negative, whenever they do something, dislike a video. Every time I post a YouTube video, within like 10 to 20 minutes with the occasional like once a week video, it just gets a dislike right away. Like before, like let's say it's a 10-minute video, within 8 minutes someone's disliked it. Like you can't even have watched the video. It's just someone bringing negativity, and that's the internet for you. That's why there's actually so many downsides to personal branding. I wouldn't ever delete the YouTube channel. I've considered stopping, I've considered deleting it before. I've considered just removing myself from that because of what it brings, both positive and negative. That there's a lot of sides to it. And again, that's an emotional thing. That's like a barrier. That's something that it made me a stronger person. It really did. It helped me out in business. Being more resilient, more persistent, not having to worry about what other people say. So that's massive. If you guys want to learn more about this, there's plenty of free resources on this YouTube channel. I'm going to give you another. If you're watching this within like 2 weeks of when it's posted, at the end of this month, I'm actually doing it twice. So on the 30th and the 31st, you can pick which time works for you. I switched it up because I know some people are probably at work or in a different time zone. Attend this live training where I talk about how to do this from this standpoint without your own product. So I think that's the biggest picture here. If you want to make money online, you don't have your own product and you don't want to put yourself out there, and you just want the direct skills where you can chill at home and build a business and make money, that's what I'm going to talk about. Because for me, that's my primary source of income. Running e-commerce stores, that's what I do, that's what I've mastered. That's what over 300 videos on this channel are about. So I'm going to go through and explain a little bit how I do what I do, just to give you a little bit of an enticing offer. I'm going to explain how I took a brand new Shopify store, which is the platform we use, from $0 to $3,000 a day in sales in just 18 days. So building a brand new business, another one on top of dozens of other ones that I run. It's as simple as that. So I want to go through and really break it down, make it very, very simple and straightforward, cut through all the bullshit and let you look over my shoulder as I break it all down. So hit the link down below, secure your spot inside of there. I hope this helped. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, amazing rest of your week. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to drop it in the comments down below. And with that being said, make sure to join the family, join the gang. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Absolutely unreal. It's free. It'll take you about 2 seconds. Hit the subscribe button and then hit that link down below and secure your spot. And I'll be seeing you guys inside of there.